Awesome.
What's up, guys? Lamar Odom here, and the big NY No Bill Nye, and we have a special guest
No,
with us,
not Bill
Book.
Nye. You forgot. That's the
uh,
whole rap line.
Not Bill Nye.
Anyway,
My bad. I messed it up. I messed it up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not a rapper, but we have a rapper with us
we have
today,
a
so
rapper
hopefully he can get
here.
it right for us. Hopefully he can get it
Yeah,
right for us, because I got no
exactly.
bars. But what's up, Book? Thanks for hopping on, bro. How are you?
What's up, man? Thank y'all for having me.
So please feel free to check him out. He's great. I just listened to one of his new songs. Correct me if I'm wrong, Manchu Picchu, right? Was that the name of it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And that one was I love that one
it
actually.
goes crazy. It goes
I know,
crazy.
and this is not me
Appreciate it.
just buttering up to a guest. Not just me buttering up to guests. I legitimately have listened to it a couple times, and I really do like it. So you all are doing yourself a disservice if you haven't checked Book by the end of this video. And anyway, am I saying your name right, Book? Like it's an interesting name, man. I'll be curious to hear some of the how you came up with that.
Yeah,
Oh
man.
yeah,
It's
definitely.
book like the books you read, man. It was just a nickname, and it kind of just stuck. And then a bunch of different spellings came out of it, whether just like regular, just book, or like the BUK, BEWK. So it just kind of just stuck. So this is what we went with.
Nice, nice.
Yeah,
That's
and I see the
amazing.
Miami Tua jersey on. Yo, your
Mm-hmm.
boys, he was on. They've
Oh,
been on fire the past 2 weeks, but that Arizona Cardinals game,
You see me?
bro, they were going crazy. Like the defense
That's what we've
is.
been waiting
I'm,
for, man.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't expected Miami's defense to be playing like this, but
same.
those they low key got some weapons. Low key got
They
some
do.
weapons.
They
Low
do.
key got
They
some
got
weapons, and they
Parker
throw two out.
Williams.
Yeah, and they thrown two out there. And I'm not gonna lie, the first game I was slightly disappointed, but he definitely bounced back
Yeah,
this game versus
he did.
Arizona.
He did.
Yeah.
And Faizan and I were just talking in a previous video just about this, like right before you joined, Book, and we said that the Dolphins they're getting close to clinching themselves a wild card spot. Oh, maybe even hey, I'm sorry, division, right? They're still only a game back from the
Yeah,
Bills right now. I'm
game
sorry,
back
I
from
was
the
selling them
Bills, bro.
short. Ooh, I didn't mean to just sell them short the wild card, but they actually have a legitimate shot in the playoffs. And if Tua can continue to develop, this is a team I personally wouldn't want to face. That'd be in a category of like potentially like the Raiders or someone that's just playing
Yeah,
really well right now that everyone undermined. That I'm like, I'll be afraid to face them in the playoffs. And they have a hell of a lot better defense than the Raiders do.
exactly. But Book, we can talk all day about how Miami is somehow good this season. But bro, how has it been being a Miami Dolphins
Yeah,
fan for all these years?
exactly.
How has it
It's
been,
rough,
bro?
man. It's rough. Uh, I kind of got roped into being a Dolphins fan, watching games with my dad. I used to like the Falcons back in the day when they had Vic. And then just watching games with my dad, just kind of, just got suckered into it.
Hmm.
The year after I became a fan is when we went 1-15.
Oh,
So
of
it's
course,
been a rough ride.
of
It's been
course.
a rough ride since then. But hey, we got the future. We got the
You're here
franchise.
Oh
We
now.
yeah,
here.
oh yeah.
You're here
This
now.
Things started to click, man.
Book, this is funny because I started becoming a Knicks fan right in that whole Isaiah Thomas scandal, and then you had Marbury, Eddie Curry, all those guys. So I feel that pain of being a fan of a team. I mean, my Knicks have not been good. I mean, we don't have a site in the end of the site like your Dolphins do, but I feel that, man, and that's a testament to being a real fan. So,
I mean, that's the
who's your
loyalty.
favorite? Yeah, who's your favorite Dolphins player? Because you've seen a lot of them, especially you started them at 1-15.
Jason Taylor. Jason Taylor has always been one of my favorite
Oh,
players. And then being a DN, going and playing football, that's always a guy I look to being, slightly undersized when you look at defensive linemen and defensive end. So that's somebody that I've always tried to like model my game towards.
mhm.
And, I mean, you look for like great players in the Dolphins' history. We don't really have a lot in recent history. So he's one of the best just in
Right,
Yeah.
general. But
right.
just in all around in the NFL, he's a great.
So did you try to model some of your moves after him? Like, was he that much of a role model? Like, like kids say they try to mimic Kobe Bryant when they grew up playing basketball. Did you kind of emulate Jason Taylor that way?
100%, 100%.
Nice.
And when I became a Dolphins fan, that's kind of when me being a defensive end kind of solidified as well. So I'm, trying to figure myself out in that role, in that position, while I'm watching him play and doing the
Nice,
things that he's doing.
nice,
So yeah,
Right.
that's definitely where I model my game from early start.
nice.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I remember going up against Book in practice, practicing all those
Oh,
moves on me.
okay. So, Book, I have to ask you a question. Did Faison put up much resistance against you?
Oh,
Yeah,
yo.
yeah. I mean, for sure, for sure. You always got to go out on the field and try. You can't just go out and get.
So,
No, I'm just kidding.
so, oh. So,
No,
Book, I like to
no.
tease Faison because he always was on a field goal unit for some reason, and all he did is stick his arm out to block. So that's why I'm wondering how was he against you in
You know,
practice? Because
Book did the same thing. He was also those like little
I
wing
was about
spots
to
where we
say
used to stay.
that.
Yeah, yo, that was the
We had
easiest
the
job
longest
I've ever
arms
had
in
in my life.
the
Yeah,
team.
I
I
called
know
that the
nothing.
phase. I called that the Faisoning. You're in a crouch and just put your arm out. The Faisoning. Hashtag Faisoning.
Yeah,
Oh man,
genetically
but
gifted
no,
for it.
yeah, exactly. But Book, back to music. Music is something that's been, not with just football, but basketball. It seemed like they always intertwine.
Hmm.
And you have athletes, they have their ciphers in the locker room. And, I remember whenever we were younger on at Fordham, we used to be on rap chat, rapping, sending each other like these little like 30-second
That's cool,
freestyles. But
man.
like,
That's
you
cool.
know, how did your music journey kind of begin? How did it start? When were you like, all right, this is something I want to pursue?
I mean, music has really always been a part of my life. Growing up, small, like practicing the drums, taking drum lessons at my church,
Mm.
into then seeing the saxophone player at my church. I'm like, yo, this is what I want to do. So I
Oh,
started playing
wow.
the saxophone when I was about 9, 10,
That's cool.
Oh,
and have
nice.
been playing since then.
You still play?
Yeah, just been playing since then. Yeah, I play now. I've started picking it back up after we finished football, because when you're in school, when you're playing college football, you really don't have that much time to do a lot
Right.
of other things you want to
Right.
do.
Right.
Um, and so I was, I've done different things. I was, in the choir and stuff growing up.
Oh, really? Oh,
And I've
wow.
always did kind of like poetry and spoken word and things. I got into that like in
No,
middle
that's
school,
so
high
cool.
school.
Yeah.
So it all kind of
I
just
And
never
pieced
knew
together,
that.
man.
yeah, because it's an interesting
Yeah,
thing. So many times people think of athletes as just one track individual. Their whole life has been sports, right? But there's often this other side of athletes. Like, for example, Damian Lillard. Like he's telling so many stories in his rap music, or like Marvin Bagley too, right? From how they grew up, and that's a whole different track that people don't realize, and that actually could have been a big influence in them in their career too. So that's fascinating for me to hear about. And did you grow up in the South then, or where'd you grow up? Because when I think of the church, sometimes I like to think of these big choirs, like these gospel choirs, and I personally love going to those gospel choirs. Like it's actually a big one in Brooklyn called Brooklyn Tabernacle. I used to go to just to listen. I found that so powerful, you know.
yeah. So I was born in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, Columbus.
They're kind of like split half and half. Yeah. So I was born in Columbus, ended up moving to Maryland. My dad's in the military, so we ended
DMV.
Got
up
it.
moving there when I was back 10. You
Hmm.
already know, baby. So yeah, kind of born in Columbus, raised in the DMV. Um, and so then my music background started in Ohio, and then I think when I got to DMV, that's when like the poetry, the spoken word that started to come out. Going
That's
to like
nice.
DC, kind of being in that scene that really brought that side out.
Oh,
So kind of
nice.
just bringing all the influences in
Got
my
it.
life, just kind
Interesting.
of bringing it all together.
Interesting. And this is
Yeah.
kind of a little sidetrack, but I'm getting my MBA, and I have a classmate. He's born and raised in Columbus. He's like 50 years old now. He owns a couple restaurants around Columbus. But he's saying just in the last 5 years, Columbus has become a lot more of a cultural center in the Midwest right now. It's been maturing a lot as a city. Have you gone back and kind of felt some of those influences too in your music, or you've kind of been staying more in the East Coast, DC, New York area?
Yeah, man, I go back to Columbus every now and then because pretty much most of my family is out there. So I mean,
Hmm.
that's the tie for me there. I'm not really in the going traveling and kind of exploring the city like that, but my roots, man, the fam, like
Right.
that's always be there. So I think every time I get to go back and just be around my family, that's just
Nice.
strengthening my spirit, just bringing me closer to the
Nice.
music and everything I want to do.
Nice, man. Nice.
Nice. Yeah. And going back to what you said before, how like you draw all these different influences from DMV and Columbus, and when you're going through your creative process and you're trying to write a song, make a beat, whatever it is you do, what are some things that influence you the most?
It's really just about how I'm feeling at that time, man. That's just kind of how I just make my music. I
Right.
base it off of where I get the beats from. I work with a lot of my friends because that's my favorite part about doing music. Is working
Yeah.
with my friends.
Mhm.
So I kind of feed off of what they give me. If they have a song that has a particular feel, a specific like title or concept, I kind of just work off of that. I love working with themes.
Nice.
So yeah, I just love just being fluid with it. Right now, I'm a big R&B head in general, but right now a lot of my influences are from R&B. The project that I'm working on now is very melodic, R&B kind of type of vibe to it. So that's been a big influence for
Nice.
me.
Nice.
Nice.
And then to
And
talk
then,
about your main
uh,
song. Oh, sorry, Fizz. I was gonna say Monte Puchu. Sorry, I just butchered that. Like, what was the inspiration for that song name? Like, did you go there? Like, did you? I want to climb that mountain. I want to go to that part of the world badly. Like, what inspired that song? Was it a Fordham trip down there? The Moorhead took you down?
yeah, imagine the boys went to Machu Picchu. Yo, never.
I wish,
We get so
right?
much trouble.
We got Yankee Stadium.
Yo.
Hey, that's a different mountain to climb
Um,
there.
Hey, but no, man. I think Machu Picchu is really just like an abstract place. The song is kind of like, you know, leave all your troubles behind, like whatever mess you got going on. Girl, let's go to Machu Picchu. We can go change our names. It don't even matter. Like let's be out.
That's
So it was just kind of one of those obscure places.
that spoke a lot to me. Yeah, that
Yeah.
piece spoke a lot to me. Yeah.
I'm about to tell Mary that, like, yo, like, when she gets back from work, like, yo, fuck this, fuck that. Let's go to Machu Picchu. Book said it, so we out.
It's the
Oh,
vibe,
boy.
man. It's the
But, like,
vibe.
yeah. And like you mentioned, working, enjoying working with some of your friends. And I know we have a lot of friends that make music. Like you got, Bao being Game Boy. We got Denard and Nico being Hippie Tribe. And I'm sure there's many more that I'm forgetting and missing out. But, with some of the people who you've collabed with so far, who's been the most fun, most enjoyable? Like, who's been your favorite to work with so far?
I don't know, man. That's hard. Like I said, like I really just work with my friends. So
Yeah.
any time that I can go and just bounce ideas and just like collab with people, that I always enjoy that. Like you
Nice.
said, Hippie Tribe, working with Game Boy Colored, Kip.
Oh, yeah, Kip. I got to get Kip.
You know what I mean?
The sweet voice. Yeah.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Any one of my other boys, Bagman. There's anytime I can, get a chance to work with my friends, just because that's what music is about. That's
Yeah.
that's my favorite thing.
And I'm
That's
sure that
amazing.
definitely makes the process easier too. Like working with somebody new you never met before, there could be like some tension or like nerves. Working with your friends is just probably just like, y'all at Fordham chilling, like y'all just chilling, y'all just doing whatever you're comfortable. So you can kind of, you're comfortable talking about ideas and, weird stuff and trying new stuff versus, that you would with somebody completely brand new that you've never worked with before, So,
Right.
yeah.
Right. But we're definitely going to put your information in the chat comments and in the description. So if you get your Spotify getting a lot of followers, you know who to be thanking. But it'll be also amazing to one day get tickets to your concert, man, and maybe we'll get even some more followers. A big raffle. Hey, we all get to that big spot. We're going to be doing something cool together with that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's been amazing though, man,
for
to
sure,
interview.
man.
It's been
Yeah,
amazing.
yo.
And I wish we had more time, and would definitely love to get back on. Maybe when the Dolphins officially clinch a playoff spot, and we do a little playoff preview or something. Okay, the division. Okay, I know I screwed that up early. When they win a division, we'll get you back on, and we'll have some more fun. But you better check him out in the comments. And I'm gonna be listening to that song again soon.
Exactly. And but thanks so much for hopping on with us, bro.
Thanks, man.
It's been so much fun, bro. Appreciate that.
Awesome. We'll see y'all later.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Take care, everyone.